All right, folks, today we got a deluge of news coming your way. Some of it dealing with the fact that a certain game for Switch 2 is actually sold out of its total pre-orders. We have some updates on Kingdom Hearts, including an update on the rumor we covered the other day about a Kingdom Hearts remake, and also Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 coming natively to Switch 2. We got an update on that as well. We have some updates as well on some games coming out from Square Enix, a little bit on Pokemon's 30th anniversary. We have things going on with like Switch 2 stuff going on, huge discounts at select Costco locations. We got to talk about that. We have a new update for the Nintendo Store that has now made it much easier to use on your phone. Oh, and by the way, there's a state of play and a rumor out there about the state of play that was announced for this week, how there's going to be at least one game in the state of play that's coming to Switch 2. I will note that like now that Switch 2 can get like legitimately third-party AAA games, I would figure most state of plays will feature some sort of game that would come to Switch 2. But either way, it gives us more reason to live react to that later this week and see if we can figure out which game it is, or if like right after the show, a trailer drops with the Switch 2 logo. It could be a completely unannounced game. Anyways, if you're enjoying the content and all the news, all I would like you to do is subscribe to the channel. That's it. I mean, you can leave comments down below, drop likes on the video. Hell, hype the video up if you want. That's like a newer feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. But really, we're just trying to get to 200,000 subscribers this year, and it starts by getting to our next 1,000 at 162. Again, roughly 700 subscribers away from that. Let's go ahead and dive in. And first, do an update on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming to Switch 2. This was announced at the Partner Showcase. We even got a date for it in early June. But the physical version, when we say physical, it's a game key card, is sold out on the official Square Enix website. You can see it here where Stealth points out Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on Switch 2 is already sold out on the Square Enix store. But, you know, obviously, we need to verify that and go to the store itself, which here it is. It's gone. It's currently unavailable. That doesn't mean there won't be more copies added eventually, but it doesn't mean that it's sold out at all physical in-person retailers for pre-orders. I'm not making that claim, but the official store is sold out. And I just find this to be really interesting. And I find it interesting because we're going to tie this into another story, just kind of glancing at the viewership of the trailers. Now, this viewership's a little bit out of date, but it just kind of shows what games were most popular coming out of that Partner Showcase. And yes, Rebirth was one of them. The most popular one was actually the free update for Hollow Knight Switch 2 edition. Then Orbitals actually chiming in a lot. This is good news for Orbitals getting this kind of attention. The Adventures of Elliot doing well, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth doing well, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, and Resident Evil Requiem. Obviously, these games are all probably going to sell hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million units on Nintendo Switch 2, at least from the way things are trending. So we'll have to just kind of keep that in mind as we move forward here. Next up, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. If you guys remember, we covered a rumor yesterday, or really the other day, from Exodus, and it talked about how there was going to be like this new Kingdom Hearts game called Kingdom Hearts Remake, and it was going to come out in early 2027. Well, someone asked Nate the Hate about it, and here's what he said. Hi, Nate. Something about the rumors of Kingdom Hearts Remake, aka Relux. He says, I've seen the rumors, but I've also seen notable insiders say it's fake. So he is claiming, at least from what he's being told, that the rumors are fake based on his sources. But things don't stop there, because Attack the Backlog, who's been very reliable, and he has a 100% track record right now, which is kind of insane. He hasn't put a lot out there, though. He is saying that actually the original games are coming to Switch 2 as well. So you see Exodus here saying, as context for this, I'd like to add that the original Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 should be released on Switch 2, quote unquote, soon. Tap the Backlog quoted him and said, I asked about this, and they told me again today that the originals are indeed coming to Switch 2. So even if we don't get that supposed remake, the originals are coming. Now, is the remake real? It does come from the same guy that he's quoting here in Exodus, and I did note Exodus has been kind of hit and miss. I don't have a huge track record for him, so we'll see if he ends up being right. Although if Nate the Hate's saying it's not real, chances are it's not real. Nate the Hate is obviously someone I'm not going to trifle with when it comes to his knowledge on this stuff. But either way, it led to us discovering from Attack the Backlog that 1 through 3 are coming over natively to Switch 2. So that's really exciting. Next up, this is also kind of neat, and I love when companies do this. Square Enix is making some changes to a game because of feedback from the demo. I like this. I like when changes happen because of people actually playing. So it says Square Enix is making changes to its new HD 2D game based on demo feedback. So here it says, based on the feedback from the post-play survey of the debut demo released on Switch 2, we will be making the following adjustments. So they're going to increase in Elliot's movement speed. new difficulty levels, expanded convenience features for Mega Site, adjustment to weapon shortcut menu behavior. And then it says, the debut demo is designed to give you a sense of the exploration and action you'll experience in the game. So expect plenty of crunchy combat, spooky caves, and all kinds of secret hidden around. See a crack of a wall, blow at the smithereens with the bomb. Sounds like Zelda, doesn't it? And you might discover a secret treasure route, a small dungeon you can explore for valuable rewards. Perhaps you'll find a shrine of life. These optional challenges put your combat and traversal skills to the test. Perhaps you'll find valuable loot like magicite or money. Always remember, this is a game that rewards the curious. Or you could follow the quest markers and delve into a deadly swamp and the unexplored ruins beneath. This multi-level dungeon is full of dangers, so be sure to use everything you've learned to find your way through. I gotta say, the demo for this game is absolutely excellent. And yeah, they're using feedback from that demo to make more improvements to the game. That's what you want to see. Our company's willing to listen, not just put a demo up there to try to sell the game, but also, hey, we got some valuable feedback from this demo. Let's use that to make the game better before it comes out. Next up, we know it's Pokemon's 30th anniversary, and look, there was a Super Bowl ad and all that. We're not really going to go over the ads from the Super Bowl. There's one from the Mario movie as well, because we can't watch them. We'll get copyrighted, but they do exist. What also exists is Time Magazine. So Pokemon 30th anniversary is actually the cover of Time Magazine, and you can see it here, the special Time edition, collect them all, 3 new covers. So the games, the shows, the evolution, 30 years of Pikachu, the world's most valuable media franchise, how to master Pokemon Go, and you can see all 3 covers here. Pretty cool stuff, I gotta say. Obviously, as a Charizard fan, I'm liking this one the most, although I prefer the original Charizard, not the Mega, but it's whatever. Point is, you can see the 3 covers. I think that this is just really cool. There's gonna be a lot of neat things happening for Pokemon's 30th. They like merchandising things out. Obviously, those Time magazines now have become collectible, so take that for what you will. All right, guys. Next up, we're gonna talk about a game that I didn't think we were gonna talk about on this channel much. How about Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP? Why? Well, I wanted to let people know a physical edition is going to exist thanks to limited run games. So they announced that it'll be handling the physical edition of Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP, and pre-orders for the game are currently available. If you decide to pre-order, you'll receive a 48-page art book located in the case. And you can see that here. What you don't see here is the price. So let's open up the store here and let's see what they're charging. So $60 for this physical version. Plus, obviously, you get the extra goodies with it, and you can pre-order up until March 8th, and that's probably when they're going to cut it off, so they know how many copies to make. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like to see more physical editions coming to Switch 2. We know that for one reason or another, the cartridges are really expensive, so we're just not always going to see all of that stuff. Now, what you might not also see is what might be happening at your local Costco if you live in the United States. So a couple of things are going down. And again, this is very localized. This is not nationwide. This isn't like going to the Costco website and you can find this. But if you go to your local Costco, you might see a couple of things. One, you can see Switch 2 games heavily discounted. You'll see it here with Kirby Air Riders being $30. You see the sign, $25 for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. All the Switch 2 editions, by the way. And then $30 for Legend ZA, again, Switch 2 edition. And you're seeing these steep discounts, obviously, because they have too many stock of the game and they're trying to get rid of it. So that happens, and it's going to be very localized. And I want to note, Costco does this a lot with video games. We actually see PS5s and PS5 games quickly after launch get these sort of steep discounts at Costco. So I just want to note, this isn't like an alternative narrative. This is actually very common at Costco. It just wasn't talked about as much in the past. And one unusual thing at Costco is actually certain Costcos have the Mario Kart Switch 2 bundle on sale as well for an absolutely killer price. So this is actually Sam's Club. Sorry, Sam's Club is. And that's $374.91. Again, Sam's Club and Costco are the same sort of warehouse kind of stores, just ran by different companies. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. As you see in the community note, notes here that additional content is warranted. This is a limited time bundle that's on clearance because it's no longer being produced. So the idea is obviously that they probably want to clear out this bundle because they don't make them anymore, and they just want to keep in stock the $450 system that probably sells a little bit better today than the Mario Kart one. So they're just trying to get rid of their old inventory of a no longer produced bundles. So again, this is not at every Sam's Club. My local Sam's Club doesn't have it happening. My local Costco doesn't have it happening with this or the games, because obviously they must be selling decently well there to not do this. But yeah, if you happen to notice your Sam's Club or Costco seems to not be selling a lot of these systems, you might be able to walk in one of these weekends and see that they're actually on massive discount. In this case, a clearance. And again, clearance is because they don't make them anymore. I want to note, they do not make the Mario Kart World bundle anymore. So it's not being like, oh, we're just never going to carry Switch 2. No, they're not going to carry the bundle. because the bundle is discontinued. So take that for what you will. Feel free to go get your discounted Switch 2s or whatever. Next up, we have a story about the Nintendo Store being updated. This comes from Oatmeal Dome. It says version 3.1.0 has been released. This update adds the ability to view search results in-app. Previously, it would actually open the website in a browser. This adds the ability to enlarge screenshots on product pages and improves performance in the search and wish list tabs. And obviously, he links to where you can get it on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. And yeah, this person says it doesn't appear to do that. So on my end, it does view the results on the app. But if you tap on one of the products to open a browser, so it doesn't seem like it is 100% functioning the way that maybe is intended. It is now working with search, but still using the browser. Nintendo needs to keep updating that app. We should be able to do all of our shopping for games on the eShop within that app. It should just be seamless. The fact it's not is already kind of a flub. I don't think the app should be out if it can't do that. But again, they're working on it. And that's the big thing here. You know what's also being worked on? This week, we're having a State of Play, and it's a beefy one. Here we go. Straight from PlayStation, a new State of Play airs February 12th. Tune in for 60 plus minutes, not roughly 60, 60 plus. So over an hour of news, gameplay updates, and announcements from game studios across the globe. There's been a bunch of leaks and rumors and all that for it. We're not going to go over that stuff other than one. And this is from Nashweedle, where it says State of Play announced for February 12th. I was told the Switch 2 users should stay tuned and that something from what's shown will be on the Nintendo console. And I will note, because of the nature of Switch 2, there could be multiple games shown off regardless of rumors that would end up on Switch 2. I do plan to be live reacting to this State of Play, assuming that I don't have anything else on the slate that's going to take up that time. I think we're going to be okay. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. I'm also going to watch. I'm very curious with Sony at the show versus first party and third party, if there's going to be any brand new game announcements. And obviously, this is all like, okay, State of Play. We had an Xbox Direct. We had a partner showcase. Now we just need that general Direct. So we'll see what happens. And reminder, the Mario Tennis Fever comes out this week for those that maybe forgot. We should get reviews. I think on Wednesday, we should be getting reviews dropped for that game. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a bit of a shorter news video for you today, but we might have a bonus video later. If not, we definitely have a killer topic for tonight's podcast about the General Nintendo Direct. But we'll talk about that later. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.